What's up, everyone? In this video, we have some giant news to go over with Upstart stock. This stock is up over 34% today. They reported some amazing earnings. The market loved it. They announced a $400 million share buyback program, and the stock's going crazy. So in this video, we're basically going to explain, what Upstart is, why their stock is moving, and some things to keep in mind for the future with this one. So we have a good video today. Stick with me to the end, and we're going to get right into it. So like I said, Upstart stock is blasting up today. It's up 34%. They reported some pretty good earnings. I'm going to pull them up right now. Basically, we can see that they reported earnings yesterday in after hours. Their revenue in just everything just grew at an insane pace, like over the past quarter and over the past year. We could just see some of their highlights really quickly. Their total revenue for the quarter was $305 million. This is an increase of 252% from the fourth quarter of 2020. So it's like over the course of 1 year, basically, they increased their revenue by a crazy amount, which is an increase of 252% to be specific. But either way, I mean, their revenue was insane. Like I said, their revenue was $305 million for the quarter, and it was only expected to be $262 million. So clearly they're growing. All of their other numbers were good for the most part too. They beat on their earnings per share, which was estimated to be at 51 cents per share. It came in at 89 cents. They are estimating a total, I guess you could say a total sales or a total revenue for 2022 to be around $1.4 billion. So that's amazing. The original estimate for the 2022 revenue was only around $1.2 billion, and their total 2021 revenue was $849 million. So we could see right here how their revenue has been growing just exponentially over the years, and the 2021 data did not load in yet, but for 2021 their revenue was at $849 million, and they're expecting it to be at $1.4 billion for 2022. So clearly they are growing at an insane pace, and that's awesome. I just do have some concerns about Upstart in the sense that, companies can grow at a crazy pace, but it all depends on the valuation of the company, because you can buy into a great company that will grow a lot over the coming years, and you can still lose money on their stocks. Like a couple examples I have are like Cisco and IBM, or I guess, yeah, you could say IBM, but even if you look at like Intel and Cisco, back in the 2000s, Cisco, in 2000, March 2000, Cisco was trading for $82 a share. Cisco is now trading for $54 a share, and their revenue has increased substantially. They are in a very quickly growing industry. You can say the same thing about Intel. They were trading at $75 a share back in 2000, and now they're trading at $48 a share. The revenue has grown substantially, but the stock is the same, and it actually fell. So it's and on top of that, they've been in one of the most explosive industries over the past 5 to 10 years, which is the semiconductor industry. Now, some will argue that Intel did not adapt the way it should have, which might be true, but still, the revenue has increased substantially. So the point I'm trying to make is you can buy into a great company that will grow over the next 5 to 10 years or even longer, but that doesn't mean that their stock price will continue up. And with Upstart, while they are growing at a crazy pace, and while that's awesome for the company, it doesn't necessarily mean that their stock price will continue up over the years, because if we look at their valuation right now, they're trading for around a $12.2 billion valuation, which, it's a little bit steep. And the industry that they're in is extremely competitive, and that's okay. But some of their competitors are the largest financial institutions in the world. So we can just see on this little chart on FinViz, this just basically shows the industry that Upstart is in, which is the credit services industry. And it's just they have competitors like SoFi, Ally Bank, Capital One, Discover, PayPal, American Express, MasterCard, Visa. these are some of the largest institutions in the world, and you're competing against them. And like Upstart's market cap, like I just said, it was like around $12 billion. And then, you're competing against, let's say, PayPal with a $139 billion valuation. And look, I understand that Upstart is widely different than PayPal, but it's like the main point is like, what stops PayPal from offering the same or similar products that Upstart does? And to me, I feel like it would be relatively easy for some of these larger institutions to adapt and kind of take away a significant market share from Upstart. For those of you who don't know, basically Upstart uses artificial intelligence to give out consumer loans. Basically, they use different, I guess you could say they use unconventional data points to judge risk. So instead of like fully looking at like someone's credit score, they might look at their job or education and things like that. And they have been growing at a crazy pace. Like, there's no doubt about that. Like, clearly we can see in Upstart's revenue growth, like over the past couple of years, they are growing at an insane pace. And that's awesome. It's just, for the future, like, they're probably not going to grow 252% year over year every single year for the next 5 years. That would be ridiculous. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. They have a pretty smart team. They have, you can see their CEO is an ex-Google employee, which is big. So, I mean, it seems like they're led by some pretty smart people. My main concern with this one is just the insane competition that they do have. But then again, they're clearly growing. So, all in all, shifting over into, their stock, we can see that it's clearly up. The market loves their recent earnings report. Over like the past couple of years, Upstart has been like a pinball. It went from like $22 all the way up to $400, went all the way back down to $75, and now it's at like $145. So it's a volatile stock. It's growing at a crazy pace, which is awesome. It's not necessarily a long-term play for me, but it does have some really good short-term moves. So for that reason, I'm not investing into this one for the long term, at least right now. And like, if they came out with some like new news that, just showed like how they can, I guess you can say, better handle their competition, that would be one thing. But for right now, I'm just looking at it as a potential short-term play. There are a lot of resistance levels overhead with this one. We can just see intraday, it has a giant resistance right around 150, and another pretty big resistance right around like 163, 164. There's also resistance right around like 193 and right around 200 as well. And if it broke above 200, there's another resistance level right around 125 or 225. So all in all, there is a lot of resistance with this one, but there is also a lot of upwards momentum right now. There's a giant support right around $100, so definitely be on the lookout for that. All in all, it has a lot of momentum. The Upstart board announced a $400 million share buyback program, which is awesome. That'll definitely bring in a lot of buying pressure, but it's just not one of those grade A setups to me. Now, that does not mean it's bad. Upstart can continue to grow a lot, and the stock can continue up, and that'd be awesome. It's just not one of those plays that I'm in love with. And like I said, that doesn't mean it's bad. It's just not for me. But with everything being said, let me know what you guys think about this one. Like, are you looking at it for a potential long-term play? Are you looking at it for a short-term swing trade or day trade? Let me know, because it has a lot of hype, and it has those good explosive moves where it's like a lot of times really good for short-term trading. So let me know what you guys think about this one. And also, if you're looking to analyze any company like I analyzed Upstart today, definitely check out that first link in the description down below. You can type in any stock ticker and instantly get access to see exactly why that stock is moving. You get access to 10 years worth of historical data, full access to the financial statements, and an easy way to see how any company is moving. We have some awesome updates in the works for this dashboard. I'm very, very excited to announce the updates pretty soon. Basically, if you decide to sign up, you'll be locked in at your price for life. It will definitely rise over time, but once you sign up, right now it's just a one-time payment, and you'll never have a payment ever again with it. But like I said, some awesome things are in the works with this dashboard, and the prices will definitely be rising in the future. But once you sign up, you're locked in at your price. Besides that, thank you guys so much for watching.